Hey everyone, welcome to the program. I'm Michael Short. Let's go outdoors. Well, we are pleased to be joined by Jordan Walker. He is a fisheries manager from Northeast Alberta with environment and protected areas. And we are talking about the upcoming engagement series. Of course, over the last number of years, the department has been reaching out to anglers across Alberta to, I guess, get input, pick their brains, find out what's working, what isn't. And Jordan, let's talk about the 2023 edition. When do you get everything kicked off?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me today in the program. Really appreciate that. We're going to get things kicked off actually fairly soon here. You might already be seeing some advertisements, social media pieces in your inboxes at this time. But we'll start really on January 19th is when things kick off. And we'll wrap up on February 9th. So that's sort of our period of time that most of this will come through, but we already have a landing site for people to come to and to start to, get themselves oriented towards some of the things that are going on.
So the as you call it, the landing site, is that an opportunity for folks to send questions in or get an idea of what like normally you've kind of in the past you've broken it up into sort of the north to south fisheries. Is that the game plan again for this year?
It will be fairly similar for those folks that have joined us in previous years. Absolutely. On our public engagements page on alberta.ca, there's we'll have a website there, page for folks. And, it'll be the 2023-24 sport fishing regulation engagement page. And on there will be a number of the links to some of the aspects of things that are going on. So on there is a place to register for webinars that we'll have. Also online survey that will also be seeking people's input to some of the regulation changes that we're anticipating. Fact sheets as well for some of the information that I know folks are really interested in. And there's a place there as well for your question around Ask the Experts. There's a location there for also asking some of those questions. The webinars themselves are also, that will go on across the province. And that's a great opportunity for us to interact together on some of the important fisheries items going on in regions at provincial scale as well, and provide a discussion around some of the regulation changes.
One of the things I've enjoyed over the last couple of times that I've tuned into these is that you really get in, and pardon the pun, into the weeds at the local lake level, and there's no shortage of people that want details about their favorite lake. But coming back to that 10,000 foot level, Jordan, are there anything in the works that might, and I don't want you to let the cat out of the bag, but are there some things that are in the works that might apply on a provincial level?
Sure. I can certainly give a little bit of information about that. We intend to have a provincial fisheries webinar on January 19th. And in that, there'll be some of the topics like an update on the slot limit assessments that we have been reporting back to the public on the last couple of years. That will be an update there. We'll talk about some of the walleye stocking pieces and trout stocking. There may be some other aspects we'll add as well, but those are some of the elements that we would see in the provincial fisheries webinar. And then at a regional level, for the Northeast, you'll probably will focus on cold lake management and the anticipated regulation changes for lake trout this year. And so that will be a key focus for the Northeast. On the Northwest and the South, there'll be updates really to some of the program that has been going on throughout the year. And there'll be a number of items there that folks will be interested in.
Is the process valuable to you guys?
It's critical. I mean, this is really important part of the work that we do in the management of the fisheries. Like, this is absolutely critical that we do have an opportunity to do these things. COVID's been provided some, it's been a little bit of a change over the last couple of years, but the webinars have really been fantastic for us to be able to continue on with some of that. But it really is important for us to understand what anglers are thinking, what they're seeing, an opportunity for us to test the regulations and provide information about the science, and some of the management considerations behind those cases as well. So it's really a listening for us to understand, what people want, what are they thinking about, and an information exchange opportunity. So yeah.
So you mentioned January 19 is the first, I guess, sit down and start the dialogue. Can you give us a breakdown of some of the other important dates for folks?
Absolutely. Yeah, January 19th also will be the start of the survey period. So you'll find that that's also going on the 19th, and our Ask the Expert section will open then as well. On January 19th, I say we have the provincial webinar. January 24th will be the Northeast Region Sport Fishing Regulation Change webinar. January 26th at 7 o'clock is Northwest Region Update webinar. And January 31st is the South Region Update webinar. February 7th is a Native Trout Recovery Program update webinar. And then on the 9th, as I said earlier, the survey will end. That's online at that point in time. So yeah, that's some of the highlights anyway.
Is this strictly for anglers, or is it open to anybody that might have a question about how our fisheries operate?
It's open to all Albertans, really. Anglers obviously have a strong interest, but so do many other folks, and that's fantastic. It's really open to all Albertans to provide, for this opportunity to talk together. Absolutely, yeah.
And in terms of registering for one or all of them, how do folks do that?
For sure. Going to the public engagements page on alberta.ca under the 23-24 web page portion, in there will be the location for registering for each of the webinars in there, and that's allows us to understand how many folks we've got and such. And if you're unable to make a webinar, they are going to be recorded as well and posted to YouTube as well after, so you'll still be able to catch up on that information at a later date if you're unable to.
Have the numbers been strong? Have you had a good participation in the last couple of years?
Some of the feedback we've gotten has been very positive, and the numbers have been great. It's really been an opportunity for us to provide a forum, that many people may not be able to attend in just local areas. But, we understand it's a balance, but finding that balance is important too, in terms of, having some of the on-site engagements as well. But for this year, it'll be online.
All right, Jordan, listen, thanks so much for your time, and continued success with listening to Alberta anglers and all those who are concerned about our freshwater resources here in the province. And look forward to maybe following up with you at the end of this and seeing if anything significant pops up.
Thanks, Michael. Really appreciate this and really look forward to hearing from Albertans. Thank you.